pans, kettles, cups, and much, much more.
To check your loyalty points, dial *445#.
QCell's Hero Loyalty Program is not a competition. The more you use your QCell line, the more points you earn and the more gifts you can get. QCell's Hero Loyalty Program is just our way of saying thank you to our customers. QCell, soon your boss, the Gambia's quality network.
Addis Ababa, a flourishing city of 4 million inhabitants and the seat of the African Union. It was here the Organization of African Unity, which transformed into the African Union, was founded in 1963. The organization was charged with the responsibility of integrating the continent, which was still battling to shake off the last vestiges of colonialism. This dream now hangs so heavily on the shoulders of young leaders, the likes of President Jammeh, who jetted into Addis for the Union Summit. A magnificent structure had come to replace the old headquarters of the Union. Let me take the line. And it is branded Chinese both in design and finance. The edifice is valued at $200 million, and it has risen over the ruins of Ethiopia's one-time most feared jails. Facing the golden statue of the ever-true Pan-African idol, Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah, are the seedlings symbolizing a state of presence and totality planted to each country's name. 54 of them have stood at the end of the day. And in the conference hall within the walls of this structure, the African leaders had gathered for their summit.
I would also like to seize this opportunity to reiterate our commitments towards enhancing the strong cordial bonds of brotherhood and cooperation, which happily exist between the Republic of the Gambia and the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, in collaboration with my counterpart and brother, His Excellency Prime Minister Ato Mele Zenawi. My government will also continue to work closely with the African Union Commission for the advancement and attainment of our continental objectives.
He said this while inaugurating the first chancery building ever constructed by a government in the Gambia since independence. The facility is constructed on a land granted to the Gambia by the government of Ethiopia, and it comprised 3 floors and 17 offices, excluding other related facilities. The spell from the reading of the delegation of lawmakers accompanying the president to Addis may well translate the very philosophy that gave birth to the new Gambia so admired in the outside world. With their own state-of-the-art structure taking over the horizon at the entrance of Banjul, the National Assembly members spoke fairly about this development.
The forces are beginning with the APRC regime. I mean, remember, the parliament we now occupy had been the colonial coffee house, basically.
So the tea house.
Tea house, tea and coffee house. I mean, parliament and an institution like parliament is an important institution. That's why, I mean, it's so painful when you hear people talking about the democratic credentials of this government. How no government who is not committed to good governance and rule of law will invest $26 million into a national parliament. That's why we have there are some doubting Thomases who have been held trapped up because they never thought that this government could invest that much. And that's how important parliament is to this government. And that's how important governance issues and rule of law is to this government. You know, that's what people should understand and see. But time will tell.
The three arms of government.
Yes.
The legislative, the executive,
And the judiciary.
All have been empowered.
Yes.
It was never before like that.
Never before.
Back at the AU headquarters, the Heads of State Summit had begun. Holding on the theme boosting intra-African trade, the leaders also discussed issues of peace and security. These two have become so vital, if not indispensable, to the true meaning of economic integration. However, there are fundamental differences to the approaches of the Union to that of the United Nations family, as evident in recent crises gripping countries of the North.
The events of 2011 have greatly strained some of our instruments and consequently our capacity to anticipate. Sometimes they tested the strength of our unity and our ability to have our views prevail in some issues of vital interest for the continent. At the same time, we should also recognize that our union has demonstrated a real capacity of adaptation. If, like many others, it could not foresee the popular uprisings in North Africa, it, however, very quickly grasped their historical scope and the democratic promises. It was able to maintain its leadership in the management of the crisis, which continued to shake up the continent, as illustrated among others by the initiatives taken concerning Somalia, the relations between Sudan and South Sudan, and the fight against the Lord's Resistance Army.
Tunisia, Egypt and Libya have all ousted their leaders in the past 1 year, through popular uprisings now dubbed the Arab Spring. The reason, more or less economic,